Hey everyone, happy Thursday. I would love to be there live, but actually, I'm also really glad that at this point I'm probably waking up to a nice breeze uh, from my tent. So we'll be camping. I hope all of you get a chance to camp someday. It's pretty amazing. Um, I'll keep this short. I'm just going to go over today's the work from yesterday so that you have something to look at. And then I'm going to assign the work for today, and then that's it. And then we have one last week. We have 4 days left after today of summer school. And I want you to finish strong. And I'm going to keep pushing this. Do the work, do the practice. It's going to pay off. All right, you get a little bit better. Your dribbling gets better when you dribble. Your dance moves get better when you dance. Your horse riding gets better when you do it more. All right, so I asked you to fix these sentences. So here's the first one. Mr. Goatee realized that he wanted to inflict a lot of pain onto Mr. Slavey. He jumped off of the top of the lockers under Mr. Slavey's shoulder. A couple ways to do this. I could put a comma there, and I would add the word and I have Mr. Goatee realized that he wanted to inflict a lot of pain onto Mr. Slavey, and he jumped off of the top of the lockers under Mr. Slavey's shoulder. I could do that, or I could do this. Put a period there, capital H, and that would work as well. And number two, Mr. Bettini swore at the student in his loudest voice. The words that spilled from his mouth were too nasty to repeat out loud. This made the student very happy. Okay, so I have a problem here. Mr. Bettini swore at the student in his loudest voice. The words. The words is like another, that's where I want to breathe. So I'm either going to put a comma and say, and the words that spilled from his mouth were too nasty to repeat out loud. Probably going to put a period there. And then I have, this made the student very happy. I really have three sections there. So Mr. Bettini swore at the student in his loudest voice, and the words that spilled from his mouth were too nasty to repeat out loud. This made the student very happy. Now that all makes sense. It was a run-on before. Okay, number three, the little puppy nipped at the kid's tiny fingers. The sharp, needle-like teeth broke the skin. Blood poured from the scratch. This is why you read it out loud. It sounds weird when you read it like that. So I want to do this. The little puppy nipped at the kid's tiny fingers. And put a period there. The sharp, needle-like teeth broke the skin. Skin and blood are two different things. So I'm going to put another sentence there. I could put a comma there. Suppose I could have done this. Now I have the little puppy nipped at the kid's tiny fingers. The sharp needle-like teeth broke the skin, and blood poured from the scratch. Now it's all good. All right, number four. When you are in the backcountry, like a national park, make sure you have bear spray with you. An angry brown bear could very well be lurking around the corner eating berries. You do not want to surprise a bear. All right, too long. When you are in the backcountry, like a national park, make sure you have bear spray with you. This is going to talk about a brown bear next, so I'm going to put a period there. I'm going to go like this. An angry brown bear could very well be lurking around a corner eating berries. This is about the bear, and then I see the word you. So there's something's going on there, so I'm probably going to put a capital Y and make it a new sentence. But I could do this and put the word and. Now I have, when you are in the backcountry, like a national park, you make sure you have bear spray with you. An angry brown bear could very well be lurking around a corner and eating berries, and you do not want to surprise the bear. That works. 5. Boxing is a sport they call the sweet science. It is a violent sport. Boxing is also one of the few sports that is true. Yeah, there's something going on there. So boxing is a sport they call the sweet science. The next one is about it's being violent. It's different than sweet science. So I'm going to put a capital I there. Oops. It is a violent sport. Boxing. That's two nouns back to back is always a problem. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, there we go. Boxing is a sport they call the sweet science. It's a violent sport. Boxing is also one of the few sports that is true hand-to-hand combat. Okay. 6. I think that being a YouTube singer would be fun. It would be difficult as well. Putting yourself out there on YouTube means some people would choose to. So there's something going on there. I'm going to do this. I think that being a YouTube singer would be fun, period. It would be difficult as well, putting yourself out there. Okay, so I'm going to put a period. I'm going to put a comma there. It would be difficult as well. Putting yourself out there on YouTube means some people would choose. So I'm going to put an. And putting yourself out there on YouTube means some people would choose to be mean and comment on your video like a bully. So I really have three sort of sentences, and I put that comma and. I could put a period there. 7. Pizza is a food I could eat at every meal. Frozen pizza can actually be pretty good. So I've got pizza and pizza. Chances are, I'm going to put a period right there. Pizza is a food I could eat at every meal. Frozen pizza, which is a specific kind of pizza, can actually be pretty good, but you have to find the right brand of frozen pizza. I'm going to put a comma there and the word and sometimes frozen pizza has too much dry crust. All right, that works. And lastly, when I go fishing, I try to fish for smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass. Anytime you see two of the same nouns back to back, you know something's wrong. So I'm going to put a period there. So when I go fishing, I try to fish for smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass will bite at a lot of simple lures that you can cast and reel in. Bass also fight really well, so they're fun. That's another sentence entirely. This is about smallmouth bass biting. This is about smallmouth bass fighting. They're different. That's a different sentence. So that is one way to fix everything for today. Okay. Now for the work for that you're going to do today, here's what you have to do. This is essentially, imagine I'm a student and this is a paper. There are mistakes all over this paper. There are periods that need to go in. There's commas and the word and but. There's capitalization everywhere. Your job is to correct this. And this should take you about 20 minutes. Like you should read this out loud. You should go over this a couple times. I'm looking for you to get, there are 58 mistakes, right? I want you to try to get 80% right. And if you can get 80% right, Mr. Slaby here is promising you an extra soda of your choice that gets delivered with your candy when I get this stuff to you. So if you can get what's 80% of 58, you have to figure that out. That's a little bit of math. But if you can get 80% right out of the 58, I will give you a pop to go with your candy bars. I'm just going to sugar you up. And I can tell you right now, here's one. Boom. Names are capitalized. There's 2. July is capitalized. So right now, I can tell you there's 2 that need to be fixed. So if you watch this video, you're already a 2 ahead. So get this done. And like I said, get 80%, and I will add a pop to your bribery of candy. All right, everyone, have a safe, fun, enjoyable weekend, and I will look forward to seeing you on our final kick for the last week. Take care.